Managing a company today means not just managing risk, but expectations too. Get this wrong, and it could put your company in jeopardy. Joe Plumeri is the CEO of insurance broking group Willis.
The more difficult the world gets, and the riskier the world gets, the more fearful people become because it's uncertain.
Yeah.
So my job becomes different.
Yeah.
It becomes not only the one of a CEO who has to have a lot of vision to cope with what's going on today and a lot of realism with what's going on today, but I got to be able to instill hope that don't worry, even though we've never been through this before. Let me tell you the kinds of things that we have to do to make you feel comfortable that we're going to trump that fear.
Launching a business is risky, and it takes courage to start one. Leo Trangier is the founder of computer giant Lenovo. He remembers back in the 1980s, as an academic researcher, how few of his colleagues wanted to become entrepreneurs.
绝大多数的科技人员都是不想去做这件事情的，因为要冒很大的风险，谁也没有做过。但是呢，我就愿意出来办一个。他号召科技人员先说他号召科技人员，这个自己来下海办企业，大部分的这科技人员呢都是害怕的，但是我是非常愿意做这件事情的。
After about 15 years, Leo Trangier decided the company needed to diversify.
比如说，当年这个联想集团就是做 Lenovo 做电脑这块做得正好的，做得非常好的时候，我就想到，这个电脑这个业务呢，其实风险性还是非常大的，我一定要在其他方面做好部署。所以在2000年前后的时候呢，就把电脑业务交给了接班的人去做，我自己呢就进入了投资领域和房地产领域因为那个在中国在当时是一个正要发展起来的一个非常重要的好的业务。
Before taking a company in a new direction, you have to ensure you have the cash for both the new and the existing business. Otherwise, you could put the whole company at risk. Eileen Gittings is the founder of online publishing company Blurb.
So when we started Blurb, number one goal was to get to profitability. So we managed the company very carefully against a measure of growth, but cash and profitability increasingly, so that we always have cash to manage operations. We are adding people right now, so we are growing, but it's because of that very careful balance. We don't want to be caught short, ever.
Addressing the risks a company faces requires tough decision-making. Sir Martin Sorrell of advertising group WPP believes it's better to take the tough decisions sooner rather than later.
I had a terrible phrase very early on, which was, a bad decision on Monday is better than a good decision on Friday, meaning, get on with it. My father used to say, delay is always a negative, right? And it's a negative in two senses. One, because somebody doesn't want to make a decision, which is bad. And secondly, because you don't know what decision to make, which is a good reason. I mean, if you don't know the answer, then don't sort of jump in with both feet and make an even bigger mistake than you're making at the moment. But a lot of the times, delay is because you're frightened of making a decision.
Running a company today inevitably involves taking some risks. CEOs must learn to handle their own fears and doubts if they're going to make the right calls for the company.